When they asked me what I thought, I told them that it looked like we had a UFO that was up there. The reason it wasn't on the FAA's tapes was because it was too large of an aircraft, and it was picked up as weather, so we wouldn't record it. That the pilot, the Japanese pilot, seen it. The Japanese pilot drew pictures of it. Eventually, they gave the Japanese pilot a hard time because of what he said. He was embarrassing his country. Our military controllers said they seen it. Our FAA controllers said they seen it. Our FAA controllers, after a period of time, came back and said they really didn't see a target. They saw something else, which makes it sound like somebody is helping them fill out the reports, and therefore that looks suspicious. During the period of 2030, I was on duty and I was working the D-50. I'm making this statement to clarify certain points in my original statement on November the 19th. This was January the 6th. My guess is, because of the way it was, it's not part of the military's operation anymore, that it was a UFO. But who do you tell that you were involved in a UFO incident without them looking at you like you ain't wrapped too tight? And this is, I think, is the way our country is set up now. If someone comes out and says, I saw a UFO on TV, the only ones that see a UFO in the TV programs are the rednecks out in the country that are going coon hunting or alligator hunting at night. You don't find anybody with any kind of smarts or some professional individual saying, hey, last night, let me tell you what I saw. They don't display that in the United States. So if you talk about seeing a UFO, you're putting yourself in a funny kind of a category. That's probably one reason why you don't hear about it anymore. As far as I'm concerned, I saw a UFO chase a Japanese 747 across the sky for over half an hour on radar. And see, all these little hits are something that they have to explain all the time. If you can go within it was a 10-second radar, so at 1 o'clock and 7 miles, you see them, and then 10 seconds later, or even not even 10 seconds later, it's less than 10 seconds, because when the system got southwest of the sweep got southwest of the Japanese 747, it picked them up again, so it would go from 1 o'clock, 7 or 8 miles to 6, 7 o'clock, 7 or 8 miles inside of 4 or 5 seconds. You have to be moving pretty quickly, and it's faster than anything that I know of in our government.
It's 2:30, 6:50, so.
Okay, we're right on time. We're close enough, I think.
I've been involved in a lot of cover-ups with the FAA. When we gave the presentation to the Reagan staff, I was behind the group that was there, and when they were speaking to the people in the room, they had all those people swear that this never happened. They never had me swear it never happened. But it always bothered me that we have these things going on, and when you see something or you hear something on the radio or TV, the news, that it's put down as it's not there. I have a hard time saying nothing because it's not there. When I first told those that I knew about this, it just died. I mean, nothing ever happens. So you look at it kind of funny, like, and it still bothers me that I've seen all this, I know all this, and like I'm walking around like with the answer, and nobody wants to ask the question to get the answer, and it kind of irritates me a little bit. And I don't believe our government should be set up that way. I think when we have something like this, that you could probably find out more about what's going on in the world. If they can travel that far, that distance, with that type of machinery, who knows what they could do here for the health of the nation, of the people, the food they could give them, the cancers we could cure. They have to know more than us to be able to travel in that speed. I sure would like to know what's going on. And that's one reason why I'm not afraid to talk about what's happening. What I can tell you is what I've seen with my own eyes, and I said, I've got a videotape, I've got I got the voice tape, I've got the reports that were filed that will confirm what I've been telling you. Those people that say that if these UFOs existed, then someday would be on radar and that to be professionals would see it, then I can tell them that back in 1986 there were enough professional people that saw it. It was brought down to headquarters, FAA headquarters, Washington, D.C. The administrator's seen the tape of it. The people that we were debriefing, they've all seen. Reagan Scientific Study Team, the three of those professors, doctors, they've seen it. As far as I was concerned, they were the ones that verified my own thoughts about it. They were very, very excited about the data. They had said at that time this was the only time, and they had used the words a UFO was ever recorded on radar for any length of time where it's 30-some minutes, and they have all this data to look at. Now, a 30-minute radar return filled up boxes across the thing, and the boxes were stacked, 2 or 3 high. There was a lot of paper data to look at. They knew the frequency now of the radar. They knew how fast it turned. They knew where it was. They had the military that confirmed it. And when I gave my card, the CIA guy said, we're with the company. They don't say CIA. And the company, we don't have cards. We don't have company cards. They may have a card, but it's nothing to do with the company. And he said that there's nothing we can give out. I'm sure on the Admiral's calendar, they have who reserved that, or they should have, who reserved the room and who was there for the day of the briefing. Even the Admiral had to talk about it wherever he went because he canceled too many meetings to watch this thing here. And it was late at night when we got back. We got back at either 4:30, 4:45. And he canceled his meetings, and to me that meant that he thought it was something to say. We had a government investigator come by checking just a few weeks ago, checking on an individual that we know for his security clearance with the CIA, and she's with the CIA checking on him to make sure he's an okay guy. And during this period of time, I had said, well, I've been involved with the CIA one other time, and oh, what was that? So when I started giving her this UFO thing, you could see her look, like she's in the room with 2 kooks, and like, can I get out of here safe? It's the only thing you could see on her face. And it was panic, and I'm thinking, wow, that's the way the world's, but I think that's the way the government wants the outside people to view those that have seen something like this, like they are kooks, they're not wrapped too tight, and you got to watch out for them. That's the image that they put out. I guess I really don't care about the image, but I do feel like they had something and that we've seen it.